Hello and welcome to Sunday. So, what you're seeing right here next to me are my top three plays, or I should say, first three plays across the board. You know the drill here. If you're here for every single play on every single game, you found us. Thank you. Welcome in. It's a simple solution, right? We know that you need plays. We got plays for you. You know that you need a place to hang, a chill spot, a community. We got that for you. Thumbs up, subscribe. You're hanging on Twitter. Make sure you're following too, as we post these all day. All right. Why do I have this here in front of you? These three glorious plays in front of you. What the hell are you even going to do with all of this here? Well, I can tell you this right here below. Nope, that would be the locks, not the parlay. See? Bang. Bang. $1,000 right back to you if you miss this parlay. 3 legs. We're going to get you 12 more, but I'm just saying right now, if you stopped, you also get 2 free months of the insider access. 21 or older, gambling problem, as you know, should be now. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Look at that. QR code as well. You can just put the phone right up there. 2 free months of the Discord. I'll tell you about that. But look, I even built you a nice 3-leg parlay. And I've got the first 3 plays. Peacock game. All right. This one we do. This is like a system bet for us. And there are 2 ways you can go here. All right. In fact, I'll show you the second play real quick, because if you can get it, which I don't know if you can here on BetMGM. No, not yet. That's fine. You want to go under Jose Barrios. In fact, you can get that at plus money at another book, Caesars, if you were so inclined to use the odd shopper tool, which I just did for you. With that, though, look, the Angels, we like the Angels to stick around in this game. But the reality is that with Jose Barrios struggling, it's going to be more of a bullpen, not to worry so much. On the other side with the Angels, it's not going to be enough in this case to really push over in that. Again, maybe you get 4 runs off Barrios, 4-2, 5-3, something along those lines. That's the expected score that we have for this Angels game. Next up, it's the Phillies and Pirates. I mean, look, man, this has been rough. You lose a game like that with Aaron Nola on the mound to the Pirates. Oof, now you have to come right back. Look, Sanchez he's just there in that 5 spot. And it's unfortunate because that's kind of what you do. You kind of give up a 5 spot now every 5th day on the rotation for the Phillies, at least where you have to start hitting. And Rich Hill is a guy that they should be able to turn on. And look, Pittsburgh just turned on Nola, and I think you can do the same. All right, Christopher Sanchez is an easier guy to read with, 3 pitches that he's throwing. And on top of that, there isn't that great mix of speed, if you will, for Sanchez. So it's easier to get a beat on him. That's why we like going over 9 here, without a doubt. Look, the Tigers, and you can see this as we keep moving here. The Tigers, and we'll get back to that Brewers-Braves game, just absurd. And it's going to stay that way for Miami, really, when you look at it. This is all about capitalizing on just how bad things have gotten for the Miami Marlins. Is it not? I mean, can you not just see how stinky they are? That's a dead fish walking right now. I don't want any part of Miami. And Detroit did it again. I mean, they shut down the Marlins, and they hit, and they were able to drive in some runs. I don't know what we're doing here. Why would you want to tempt fate, by all means, on something so stupid and thinking, well, this is going to be the one? No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Under 9.5, over 9, plus 125. 3 right away. Get you on BetMGM. Your first bet puts anywhere from $10 to $1,000. See? You're going to get your money back in your account if you miss. If you hit it, hey, what if you do hit a $600 plus 687 parlay because it's your first bet on BetMGM? Smash. That's what it means. Smash. All right. Brewers, Braves. Colin Rhea, unfortunately, is dealt with the task here. We don't need to see Aaron Judge talking in the back of trying to, in Truist Park of all places, slow down the Atlanta Braves. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Now, again, we'll wait for these to pop up on our big board here for BetMGM, but specific to Colin Rhea, I just don't know if he has it. Juju Smith-Schuster on the other side, like, come on, man. We haven't seen enough from A.J. Smith-Schuster really to, for me, formalize a plan on, well, this is going to be the day in which Milwaukee comes to town and he solves them. So I think I have to err on the side of the offenses, right? I think I have to look at these two pitchers and think, all right, there's probably a pathway to go over the total, and I know there is, in the first 5. So the lean here for the Brewers-Braves game would be over the total of the first 5. We move on. Nats-Mets. Now it gets fun. Why? Because we get to come in here and we get to go, oh, they don't have it up yet. That's okay. We get ahead of this stuff. It's okay. But if you look right now at this matchup, there should be something that stands out. And it's not the fact that the Mets were on full fire sale mode or anything along those lines. It's Justin Verlander's on the mound. Okay, Verlander's on the hill. What do you have on the other side? A disaster in the form of Trevor Williams. All long-term this year, disaster. So what can we do here? What can we do? We can attack. That's exactly what Washington, they have no choice but to come out. And you know what? Justin Verlander is not dominating people at the plate either, at least consistently. You're going to have a spike here or there because he's Verlander. The 20.9 K rate, attackable. 89.9 EV, 40.5 hard hit percentage, attackable. On the other side, Trevor Williams, 16.8 K rate, gross. 276 X batting average, 348 X WOBA. Yeah. The play here is a YRFI in the first inning, okay? YRFI. Yes, there will be a run in the first inning. All right, if you hear, I was here for sides. Well, we got you a play. That's even better than that. So I don't want to hear no mess from you. That's for damn sure. All right, let's go back. We move on. YRFI in Citi Field. All right. Next up, Guardians White Sox. Is it on the board? It sure is. There isn't a lot, I'll be honest, that I really like about this game. So maybe that's it more. I mean, White Sox, Kopech. This guy is so difficult. The 25 K rate is fine. It's good. 233 X batting average is good. But what else do we have to really rely on? You've got some feast or famine in here. Savali is the same way, but it's kind of opposite, where he's been able to limit contact, but he can't really punch people out. Kopech, walking guys. Savali isn't. There's just a lot of give and take here with where you can attack and where you can't. This is just not a fun game for me. I'm going to defer on the side, I think, of where there's some value and just say that Kopech is the guy that gets run. And I do think that. He's relying on the strikeout. He's struggling everywhere else. We know Cleveland is a tough K. So I'll do that. Tampa at Houston. Let's make sure that we're not jumping over. Minnesota, Kansas City. Where you going? Let's get Tampa, Houston out of the way, though, first, because it is up there on the big board, right? Another one here where I want to look first and foremost at, all right, we saw a couple of hard throwers yesterday. Where is their value on Tampa, right? Tampa's on the road, most likely going to get some plus money opportunities here. Zach Littell is on there. Little. Brandon Bielak. I mean, this guy is just awful. And there's a sample size with him, unlike the other guy starting today for Tampa. Man, the question is, how good are the Tampa Bay bats today? That's really the question you have to answer. And you're not getting much here, right? Like minus 110. Can you get it? Nah, it's not up there yet. All right, so for me, the lean here would be first 5. Give me the Rays money line. And if it's not even money, then I'll lay a half a run. Give me the Rays laying a half a run the first 5 here. Their pitcher is, we think, not as bad as Houston's pitcher. And that's essentially what it comes down to. And look, he has a small sample size, but that could work to Tampa's advantage against Houston for the first 2 innings. Wheels may come off then, but look, the damage should already be done on Brandon Belak. Kansas City, Minnesota. Reminder, we keep adding here. Look, keep adding, and now that could be up to 9,500 just for putting in 600. It could be anywhere from 10 to 1,000. You want to see what 1,000 looks like? There's your first bet back, bonus bet if it misses. We'll keep building. Twins, Royals. Can we get some home runs in this one? I guess that would be the question. Minnesota's offense is clearly there. Kent is on the hill versus Yarbrough. This is just not a good matchup. Maeda is going to be out there, I believe, because he's going to be pitching with the lead. So what would be interesting is how fast Minnesota can manufacture versus just rely on long shots, long balls, if you will. I don't know if that's going to happen against Yarbrough. That's one area that he has been pitching well in, which is limiting the hard contact, limiting that exit velocity. Pretty significantly, rather. We know that Kenta is going to be on the hill. You know that he's going to get some burn here, but I think both of these teams are going to struggle to score, ultimately to reach 9. And it's just uncomfortable. Minnesota's going to score, but in more of an uncomfortable way. And Kansas City, they're not going to score a lot against a guy who's going to be in there commanding with the lead. Cubs, look at that, plus 120 on the money line. Can we take them? I want to take them so bad. I do, but we can't. And I'll tell you why. You can't trust anything more than the first inning. It's still not up there. That's fine. I'll leave it up here as we talk. All right? Making sure we didn't miss anything. Nope. Cubs, Cardinals, we're in good shape. We're moving. All right. Cubs, Cardinals. Now, Mats, if you just look at this, it's awful, right? 1-7, the 4-3-4. But we know that, the win-loss is not a record for Mats specific. And that he's been able to get some punch-outs, even though it's been more of a struggle overall for the team. In this particular case, though, right, if you just look at these guys and Kyle Hendricks and Steven Matz, there is a spot that I believe is worthy of chasing here. And as much as I build up Matz, he's still been struggling. Kyle Hendricks doesn't strike many people out. Granted, neither of them are walking anybody at a concerning rate. In fact, Hendricks' walk rate is incredible at 3.9. But come on, man. I got a wire FI in this bed. All right, I got one. Now we're going to go wire FI. We're going to go a run scored in this one, primarily because we believe both pitchers. Granted, they're limiting walks, but you're going to go up against some guys that are hitting the ball and hitting it hard or well. And there's a difference. I get it. But if you're hitting well, you can overcome a 31.3 K rate. Wire FI is the play. You better believe it. We're running as much as we can here. Cubs, Cards is the last one. A's, Rockies. Want to make sure we're not missing anything. See? A's, Rockies. All right. Even line here. Look at that. And that number at 12.5. Woo! This is a disgusting game. Go under 12.5. It doesn't matter how bad the pitching matchup is. The bats are not going to be able to keep up with that. They're not going to be able to with the total. Medina, if you just look at Luis Medina, we don't know much about Ty Blanche. 11.5 walk rate. Wow, for Medina. Oof. But, Ty's going to get through a couple of innings before Oakland jumps on him. Medina, the lineup that he's facing, despite it being in Colorado, while you're not going to strike the side out there, I just don't know if they have enough to keep turning. 13 runs for two really bad offenses, depending on where they play, I understand. But still, that's an ask. That's not an ask I'm ready to commit. Or at least you shouldn't be ready to commit to. Come on. Yeah, under 12.5. Feel fine about that one. Seattle, Arizona. No, not quite yet. Boston, San Fran is next. Now, we've got 3 on the big board here, but Boston, San Fran right now. A couple of them are still off for BetMGM. We remind you, not only, and this is the best part, not only are you getting in this bet and you're going to get the bet back if you lose up to $1,000 in your account, all that. That's great. But you know what's better? 2 free months of the Discord. You can come in, you can say hi, you can throw plays out. Hey, man, you got plays you want to give? You want plays and people you want to hear? We've had people that come in, give out plays, start their own stuff, and say, hey, come on over. And you'd be surprised. People will go, if you come out there with some solid stuff, people will follow. You going to follow me, take San Fran in this game? Seriously. Boston's good enough in which you should get some break for San Fran at the money line at home. But the lean here would be taking the Giants at home, tailing Alexander, bullpen start or not for Bernardino. This is going to be a little bit longer laboring of a day for the Red Sox as they get out of San Fran on this road trip. And I'll take the Giants at home in what I anticipate to be a closer line. Absolutely. Reds Dodgers let us down with that total last night. Come on, man. It's right back there at 10.5 too. Really? Right back there at 10.5. Let's hit Seattle and Arizona. This is another one that we missed. What the hell were we thinking taking Seattle? Brutal. But now, hey, Merrill Kelly's on the hill. I get it. Like Luis Castillo is a good pitcher. But right now, at least, there is value at home, even money for the home team. As good as Luis Castillo is, Merrill Kelly is not a dumpster fire. He's not a doormat that you can just roll out there. The 25.5 to 9.5K to walk rate is just fine. Overcoming that walk rate with the K rate, even the X slugging isn't concerning. The WOBA, the batting average, you'd like a little bit lower, but it's not out of this park crazy. And I don't think that Seattle has enough to jump on him early and chase him. Arizona's going to be in this game. They have enough to come back and win this game if down, and they're probably going to get up on Castillo before the opposite happens. So Diamondbacks, even money. I think there's good value there. All right, we close it out. Final 2 games here before we hit 3, before we hit Sunday Night Baseball. Let's go back to the big board here. Hey, man, we're going right back to that. Right back to that well. It didn't hit last night. That's fine because it's going to hit tonight. I don't care what you're looking at here. Hey, man, you got some crazy Graham Ashcraft and Michael Grove. I know Grove has had some bright spots, but let's be fair to the numbers. Let's be fair to the body of work that is both of these individuals. In fact, we're lucky this thing isn't opening up at 11.5, despite the lower scoring action. Ashcraft, brutal, 16.5 to 9.5K to walk. Grove, 21 to 6.8K to walk. Not good. The ex-WOBA, 343 for Grove, 355 for Ashcraft. 353 for Ashcraft. Just guys are getting hit. Loud outs, loud contact. No. We're not doing it. You're not doing it. If you're not going to play a side in this game, you might as well go over 10.5. I'm not playing a side in this game, so I'm going over 10.5. Rangers, Padres, then Sunday Night Baseball, and we out of here. Wow, Snell. I think you kind of just got to roll Snell. The thing about Bradford, too, is you're not in a terrible spot here if you decided to go under in this game. Really. Snell at home is something I'm interested in, definitely. But, you start to look at Cody Bradford. There are some spots here you can rely on. He's not going to walk a ton of guys. The ex-batting average, although some other numbers are a little wonky here, his ex-batting average at 236, not bad at all. It's actually pretty good. I think my lean here, granted, I understand there's some power and there's some heavyweights in both lineups here, but my lean here would be under, in fact. Under. Yankees O's, Sunday Night Baseball, baby. We end with the heavy minus 135. Look, this is all you need to know. Dean Kremer is pitching against the Yankees. I get it. Like, it's not at home, it's not on the road. Man, if Dean Kremer were pitching at Yankee Stadium, this would be a different story, and I would tell you to put your kids' life savings, your unborn kids' life savings on the Orioles. In this case, we're just gonna Just going to tap around it. By the way, that could win you a lot of money. If we hit all 9 of these, that could hit you a lot of money. And it's all below you on BetMGM. And we'll take the Orioles because Dean Kremer is just better. He's just better right now. Severino struggling, striking out, struggling. All of that, not something we want to bet on. Instead, we'll take Kremer against a familiar foe, to say the very least. All right? Look, that's it. We appreciate you rolling here. Things have changed next to me. The one thing that hasn't changed is what's below for you. All right? So on your way out, hit it again. BetMGM. I know you're sick and tired of hearing it, but you know what? We see people sign up, deposit the money, and place a bet right away. All right? You can't just play another bet and be like, well, I'll get back to that. No. This is your first bet. See ya.